Last time on Standard Aerei, the group had the reappearance of Shift in the middle of an intense battle with a fire elemental Myrmidon. They managed to beat it and discover the artifact that they originally entered the Horde for, but they found themselves discovered by the owner of said Horde. And that's where we're going to rejoin our adventurers.
I feel like we're missing a very important part, Stephanie.
Are we?
One of our team members is currently a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's perfect.
She's perfect just the way she is. Meow.
Also, Shift has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, Shift is holding this box. Barkley is chasing around a green cat that used to be Tia. And an elven man wearing very nice green clothing, looking very refined, is standing, leaning in the doorframe, blocking your only exit, and looking very disapproving.
This probably looks bad.
That seems to be an understatement, I would say.
We can explain.
You realize that I'm going to have to report you to the authorities, right? For thievery, breaking and entering, the usual good stuff like that.
We're on a mission from God.
Not mine.
Actually, that might not be true. If you'll permit me to kind of at least tell you how we got to here, Mr. Dragon?
She just sighs, and he looks at you, waiting. He looks like an impatient dad who knows the shit that's gonna come out of his kid's mouth is all bullshit, but he humors him by listening anyway, even though he's mad as hell underneath the surface.
Sabala's not going for deception, he's just going to be honest. Well, you see, we found your place, and we found we found the shrine with Bahamut, and I made an offering, and he said, seek truth. And we found ourselves in here, eventually, after a lot of fire, and he kind of, looks at Hank.
A lot of fire.
Oh yes, the fire was what alerted me of your presence, yes.
Oh, okay, so you're not worried about the, and he kind of points up to the ceiling.
Oh no, that alerted the guards of your presence, so they're probably on their way.
I guess from what I understand, Bahamut told us to seek truth, and we...
And so the truth that you believe you sought was to break into my home and take things from me that are not yours. How is that truth?
No. Well, you said Bahamut... Well, you didn't say Bahamut gave you the box to protect, and he told us to seek truth, and I looked at your bookshelf, and I found this, and I hold up the book that showed me the path to, find the box, and I said, this book showed me where to find the box.
That book tells multiple possible futures.
That explains why it didn't show us any traps in this. Okay. And he kind of offers him the book back.
He takes it and he puts it into his pocket.
Why would Bahamut tell us to seek truth if he didn't want us to find the book that'll show us the way?
Perhaps it was a different truth that he was intending you to seek. Possibly a truth about, I don't know, the type of people who would ask you to get such a box.
You may have a point, in retrospect.
He just has a thin mouth, he's very serious. Is there anything else you would like to add before I allow you to be taken to the guards?
If we're supposed to seek the truth, I mean, we've got it on paper here to get the box. We're trying to do the job. Who would want the box?
That I do not know.
Who are you protecting it from, then?
Anyone else.
I mean, you need to buff up your security a little bit. I'm just saying.
Usually fire puts out most of the problems before it even gets in here.
Not this one.
Yeah, I see that. And I will buff up my spells. So thank you for testing my security system.
No problem.
He doesn't actually smile, he just says that to you. And it's very dry and matter of fact.
So see, this has been a very copacetic experience.
It has not. And you will be punished as justly as you can be. Put down that box, young green man.
I'm sorry, sir. I really don't know what's going on here.
This is my home. You and your friends have broken into it, although I hadn't seen you with them before, and now you're holding my property. So if you could drop my property...
Oh, this is yours. Oh,
Put it
I'll go ahead and put this
Thank
back.
you.
Yeah. I
Much
recommend
obliged.
not touching it. It seems to.
Yes, I put the spell on it myself. I can see that your friend touched it as well.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back there. Oh.
I happen to like cats. I like them a lot more than I like most humanoids.
Sure. I'm just gonna put this. Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it back in the I guess it was just a hole in the wall, essentially, that was behind the painting.
I mean, it was like propped up on like a little table behind the painting.
Okay, I'm just gonna place that back on there. But I'm not going, so here's the thing. I just need to specify. I am going to place it back on the, whatever totem or whatever stanchion or whatever that was holding it, but I'm going to keep one of my fingers touching it as I turn back around. And it's gonna be behind my hand.
Why?
Because if I let go of this thing and I try to pick it back up, I'm gonna have to roll another fucking wisdom save, aren't I?
Okay. Are you gonna try and do that stealthily? Are you trying to hide the fact that you're doing that, or are you just being obvious about keeping your hand on
I'm just obvious about keeping my hand on it, to be honest, because
it? Okay.
Oh god.
So he absolutely sees you with like a 34.
Jesus!
He's a dragon.
Oh my god.
And he goes, "Sir, keep your hands off of my belonging and step away from the box."
You see, if I don't touch the box anymore, then someone else might turn into a cat, and I'd rather not somebody
Not
else.
if they don't continue to touch the box. Remove your hand from my property, or I will remove your hand from your body.
Well, I like this hand. Also, I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Would you like me to remove your hand from your body?
No, I get nope. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, then you should remove it from my property.
Yeah, I will remove it then. Okay.
Mr. Myson, you said the guards are coming,
Yes, they are.
but your home is hidden. Why would you want the guards to know where you live?
Oh, I'm going to take you outside.
We were told to find a truth. Truth pointed us here. I feel like we're all supposed to work together.
I feel like you misinterpreted a message, which doesn't seem like it's a big challenge for this group.
To be fair, Bahamut is quite cryptic with this message. Can we assess that as like, you know, the six of us here? I've got worldly experience, you've got worldly experience. People are asking for your help and you give them a 2-word answer. It leaves it open for interpretation. If anything, I kind of think that Bahamut's a bit at fault here. I'm just saying.
You're welcome to your opinion.
Shit.
You know what? I mean, yeah, he feels really shitty about this, but he's gonna try something probably a little underhanded. He's gonna walk up to Myson. He's not gonna like get too close, like threatening. He's put his weapons away and stuff, like until he's about like 10 feet from him, and says, "Mr. Myson, I'd like to make a deal with you."
What kind of a deal?
Well, you don't want us to take your box.
I want you to not take anything in my hoard. Yes. These things are mine.
I understand, and I apologize because perhaps we have misinterpreted the meaning, and I do apologize for that. But you also are I think it's fair to say from the place you live that your place is full of secrets. You're a person who likes their privacy, correct?
That's accurate. I do like my privacy. Thank you.
Well, in exchange for telling the guards nothing happened and letting us go, we won't take the box. And we won't spread the fact that there's a giant pile of trash circles hidden, which we know how to get to, and tell everyone everywhere around, which I think would be very inconvenient for you. Isn't that right, sir?
Are you trying to persuade him right now?
No, kind of. He's.
Or are you trying to intimidate him? Are you trying to... it sounds like an intimidating threat. I think you're going to have to roll me an intimidation roll on that, honestly.
Ooh, Hank would like to assist then.
He has to roll it, though.
That's okay.
What are you saying to assist?
Not to mention, there is a lot of gold here, and I'm not sure, do you do taxes on these? I mean, to put it out there, usually towns do like 5 to 14% of your gross income, and 5% of this would fund a town quite well, which this town does not seem like it's as well funded as it could be.
Are we trying to get the dragon on tax evasion?
I guess. Roll me your intimidation check.
Oh my god, this is gold.
I mean, that's how they got Capone.
So, you know how advantage is supposed to be beneficial, right?
Fuck.
Oh no.
What you got, buddy?
Well, you see, I got two numbers. One is better than the other.
Okay.
You see, which is good, because the other number's not as great as the first number, but, even with that better number, the total approximation of this, doing all the math, which is, of course, very complicated, as you see, it's gonna come to a 5.
Great, because he rolled an 18, so he sees through your bullshit, like, real fast. And he kind of huffs, like, chuckles at you and says, I am not a thief, and I am up to date on my taxes, thank you. I am a very just dragon, I do everything by the rules, and I believe in justice, which is why you'll be serving whatever amount of time the town deems fit for breaking and entering an attempted theft.
But where would you report that we broke into?
The guards are already on their way, and they know about my hoard. I file taxes.
You said before that they didn't.
They don't quite know how to get into my cave. That's the problem. They know it's here somewhere, but they don't know how to get in. It's like having a lock that you don't really need a key to.
But there was a key to...
It's not an ideal metaphor, but you get the idea. They know it exists.
Arger looks at the group and just goes, So we lost, right? We're going to jail?
It seems that way, although your little green friend can stay for as long as she's a cat. I'm sure Tux will love having a playmate. And with that, he kind of calls to her, like, and he's got treats in his hand.
I'd run up.
Hank would like to intercept.
You're gonna intercept the cat?
I was gonna say, we would like her back.
Okay, give me an animal handling check, Hank. Hannah, give me a dexterity roll as a cat. Let me pull up the stats on cats for you. Oh, I've already got it. I love that. So it's a +2 for your dexterity. So why don't you roll me a dex?
The first good roll, and it's against my party. 21.
Yep. So what do you got for animal handling, Hank?
I got a dirty 20.
So close!
No!
Unfortunately, she scratches out of your grasp and runs over to Myson and eats the treat, and he's very sweet to her, and he kind of like puts her behind him. You can see Tux kind of peep out from a corner at her like, friend.
Okay, assuming Tia would still have her same personality, I'd probably go run over and try to play with Tux.
Conceivably, yeah. So now we got a green cat and a black cat having a ball. And he goes, yes, that'll do. Once she pops out of that form, I'll send her to the rightful place.
Okay, good. That was... Because I've grown quite attached to that frog, surprisingly enough. If she was to be separated.
I would never do harm to an innocent, sir. You offend my honor.
Technically, I'm not innocent.
Shut up, cat!
I'm not saying that in character. I'm just...
I have a last-ditch idea. Considering honor.
Oh no.
Trial by combat!
What else you guys got? What else we have?
As long as it's a trial by combat!
What else you guys got? Because my
I don't
plan...
know, pull out a board game!
Let me finish. Arger is going to try, hopefully.
Okay. We can't win. You're a dragon. I don't know what really that means, but you look like you're strong and you got a lot of stuff. But I challenge your honor to an arm wrestling match. So we get out of here and everybody's cool.
Give me a persuasion roll, I guess?
I will try what I can.
Hank goes to help. No, you killed the last man that you arm wrestled. You promised me you'd never do that again.
Natty 20, huh?
Oh, he doesn't need to help.
No. The help's coming out is needed after.
So he looks vaguely amused, and he's like, I don't need to prove my honor to you, but I will humor you with an arm wrestling if that's what you require.
I like jokes. Humor's funny.
Is he okay? He looks over at Hank and he goes, is he okay? Like, mentally?
He's about as okay as you can be, being frozen and then thawed out. Couple thousands upon thousands.
Just lacks some knowledge. Okay. Making sure I didn't know...
I mean, this guy's probably older than you, technically.
Could be.
I mean, look at him. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. I have seen that. But I was quite young.
You probably should have challenged him to an H contest. We would have been out of here already.
Guess my weight challenge.
I don't even know it.
Yes, yeah, fine. Come into the sitting room, at least.
And I just realized I have exhaustion. Good job, Mike.
I was gonna say, we need to make sure that he's rested up a little bit. Do you mind if we take, like, a quick breather? I can make snacks.
Give me a persuasion roll, I guess.
Hank's trying every fucking dirty trick he can.
I'll take it.
Hank, can you actually make snacks?
Yes, I have the chef feat.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Iron Chef! Iron Chef!
Because otherwise I was going to be like, that's a deception roll, sir.
That's a 23.
Well, I also got a 23.
Oh.
What's your persuasion stat?
+7.
Mine's +8.
Ooh.
Damn it!
So, he thinks about it. He does think
I
about
make
it.
a very special orange chicken O'Brien.
Yeah, no, I don't trust you handling my food, but thank you.
Very sure it's tasty.
Okay.
And he goes over to his door. He presses his hand to it, and you see vines grow up from where he touches, like locking you guys in, just in case you decide to get any bright ideas.
Oh, that's fine. I'll probably be out of here momentarily, or at least in potentially a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I'm going to disappear.
So he looks at you a second, and he eyeballs you with his head tilted, and he goes, "What did you do to Baba Yaga?"
I'm sorry, who?
Never mind, I don't think maybe it's not important.
No, it's very important.
Anyway, so
it's
do
very important.
the
Could you?
arm wrestling, you're going to go ahead and put your arm on the table.
Is Keanu Reeves making a guest appearance?
Did I piss off John Wick? What the fuck's going on?
I put my arm on the table and I wiggle my fingers and I go,
Alright, dragon guy, let's do this thing.
Okay. And he's gonna polymorph his arm.
I bet he's got a bunch of tricks.
Into his dragon's arm.
That looks like a lizard.
That's what I am underneath.
You're a dinosaur?
Kind of.
I killed a lot of dinosaurs.
I killed a lot of people who look like you too.
Oh! It's on!
Hank would like to assist this in any way that he can, like the shoulder rub. Like, you got this, Archer.
I mean, technically Sapala could try guidance, but he's not going to do it, so.
You got to arm wrestle to get your son back. You got this.
I was about to say, yes, that's perfect.
Is Arger wearing a baseball cap? Because now would be the time to flip it around.
I gotta be the best like no one ever was.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, am I getting the help action? So my disadvantage is now just straight flat?
If she'll allow it.
Yeah, that's up to her.
If you can describe to me what you're doing to help, and I feel like it would be helpful. Because he's literally exhausted himself beating the shit out of a big plate armor monster.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm like literally like working his shoulders, like massaging and like trying to get that fighting spirit. Like, you got this. You got this. You trusted me as your leader, right? And like make him look at me in the eyes like,
Yeah, boss, let's do this.
cool. You got this. I believe in you.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you give a medicine check to see how well that shoulder rub is going. And then if you do well, then we'll just give him a flat roll.
Please don't do bad. That is a 16.
Yeah, that's enough. Do a flat roll, Mike.
Yay! Try to be best, but you're only a man. Man, gotta do it too. Gonna do the best I can. 19.
She nat 20'd. Wow. Of course she
You're not
did.
the best. Not around. Everything's gonna keep you down.
So technically it's 28. So you have a good grip. You know, you feel good. You know, Hank massages your shoulder and you're like, oh, actually that feels a lot better. Thank you. And you lean in and you can feel him at first kind of like, like contemplating you.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the last second, he does like a flex, and you kind of feel the tips of his claws dig into the tops of your fingers, like your knuckles. And he just... That was fun, you were right.
That's not regulation.
Neither is breaking and entering, I guess.
I look to the gang and I go,
That's all I have.
It was quite entertaining, thank you.
And with that, you hear a knock on the door. And he says, they're here. Well, if you wouldn't mind behaving yourselves and letting the guards take you and not wrecking anything in my home, that would be much appreciated. And he puts his hand on the door, the vines grow away, the door swings open, and you see that the cave entrance that you guys came through looks a little bit different now. Almost like a magic door had appeared to cover up the fact that there was a hidden door. And so you see these gentlemen looking confused, but dressed in the regalia of the local guard. They're like, you're the one that called about the robbers? Yes, these are them. They've broken into my home. That's their cat, too, so... And he calls to Tia.
I would probably continue playing with Tux. I'm very excited. New friends.
Okay. And he looks at them and says, I can bring her by later. It's no problem. And they go, sure, sir, however you want to do it.
Shift will actually walk up to the guards, like, hands, like, out. Like, almost as if, like, he's ready for, like, them to be cuffed. I'd be like...
Sure. A younger one, he's kind of short and stumpy. He looks like he might be a dwarf, kind of comes up and claps you in irons. Very gently. He's not mean about it. Thank you, sir.
Quick question for you, sir, if you don't mind.
I'm talking directly to the guard that just clasped me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Are we all going to be in the same cell or in close proximity to one?
Just one cell.
Oh, good, because I have a lot of questions. So this is going to be good. We get some alone time. I get to ask you all of my questions. This is going to be great.
Great. I mean, as long as you don't try any funny, I mean...
Oh, no, I don't need to. That happens involuntarily. Oh.
Or not. It's magic proof, so don't try any of that.
Oh, I've heard... that's not the first time I've heard that, trust me.
What happened to Barkley?
Barkley's probably still running around the horde, kind of confused, barking.
Okay.
And the dragon actually goes towards the horde and whistles. He gets a 17 for animal handling, which is probably enough to get Barkley to come to him with some meat in his hand. And he's like, this is theirs too. This is theirs as well. You can leave him here if you like, although he might chase the cat. I don't know. If you'd like to take him, that'd be great. And the guard goes, okay, and kind of just grabs his saddle.
Before they put the irons on Sapala, he'll pull out, like, the 30 gold he has in his pouch of all the gold he's got on him, and he'll offer it to Myson, and kind of just give him, like, a bow and just say, we apologize for the damages to your home. Obviously, this is probably not enough to cover it. I'm told this is a lot of trash circles, so I do offer them as an apology, sir.
I accept your apology, but I don't need your money. You keep it. You're probably going to need it for a bail fund.
That and, god damn it, this is going to be costing Gonathan a pretty penny.
Is it? Who's Gonathan?
Oh, he's the guy that sent us here.
He hired us.
He gave us this and hand over the contract.
You should ask him to check his contractors better. And you should be careful not to take any more Thieves Guild's requests. And with that, the guards start kind of clapping everybody who presents themselves. So Sapala gets clapped as long as you don't resist. Ardra, do you resist?
He doesn't understand what's going on. He knows that like people were put in like bamboo cages when they were bad, but he doesn't really know what the metal clasps mean. But he's watching everybody else do it, and he's like,
all right, sure.
So one of the guards comes up to Ardra and goes, get the biggins. And you hear another one go, right, hold on. And they come in with a bigger set for you, because you're kind of a big guy. Mm-hmm. They clap those on you. Hank, do you resist?
Hank doesn't quite resist, but he bitches the whole way. Just
okay.
If they have a guild of thieves, why are they making other people do the contracts? This doesn't make any sense. You would think that a thieves guild has some thieves in it. Just even as he's being taken away.
You can moan and bitch at each other in the hole all you want.
Oh, I'm not bitching at you. You're clearly not a part of it. We're clearly not a part of it.
I'm just doing my job.
I'm not. No, this isn't. I'm not complaining to you. I'm just saying in general. What the fuck?
Well, maybe you stop saying things in general. Maybe shut up.
Look,
and that's one of the guards.
Is that the Miranda rights here? Is that how they do it? Instead of you have the right to remain silent, maybe just shut up.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
I recognize my right to be silent, and I will not be silent.
And they start frog marching you out. Tia, do you stay behind as a cat and play with Tux?
Yep.
Okay. So they leave you there. I imagine, you play with Tux and have a nice time, and Myson probably just makes himself a cup of tea and starts repairing different things and closing off the horde. Like, talking to the two cats now.
Well, I guess we are going to jail, whatever that is. By the way, Hank told me to thank God-tier patrons Aaron Gibbs and Daniel Barton for their support of the show on Patreon. Gods? Anyway, if you would like to join the Pantheon like Aaron and Daniel, make sure to visit patreon.com/fantasybanjo and become a God-tier patron. We appreciate your support and want you to know your contribution goes to making Standard Array better and better. Now back to the show. Maybe I should find catnip for Tia.
And you guys are frog marched to the local jail, the Lobely guard station. And it is just one room, but you can see, well, maybe you can see, I don't know. You can give me a magic, like an arcana check, or you can give me a perception check.
For perception, 5.
Okay. Yeah, you're too busy being confused about the metal bracelets you've been given.
I will do the arcanas.
Yeah, I'll do, if Hank's doing the Arcana, I'll do the Perception.
16 arcana.
16 arcana, okay. So Paula, what did you roll?
I'm pretty sure Paul's having a panic attack because it's a natural 1.
Oh, okay,
He is distraught, thinking the nuns are going to punish him so bad when they find out about this.
You probably are hyperventilating and pretty useless.
It's just like, the nuns are going to, they're going to be so mad at me when they hear about this. Oh my gosh, I'm in so much trouble. He is just having, he's having such a he hasn't been in the orphanage for years, but he is just I get in trouble, I'm about to get my ear pinched like crazy, this is where his mind went.
Oh, Hank, for Arcana of 16, you do see that there are runes carved essentially inside the cells that prevent use of magic within them. Shift, what did you get for perception?
Dirty 20 for Perception.
Yeah, for Dirty 20, you can also tell that these are very sturdy, very thick walls. They're probably made of concrete, not easy to get into or out of without the appropriate keys. So they kind of pile you all in here. They lock it behind you and they say, right, so we have to go talk to the bailiff about how much breaking and entering will be to cost to get you out. You can pull it among yourselves if you have it, and then we'll contact you for your court date, or you can wait here for your court date if you don't have enough. So I'll be back and play nice. And he just kind of wanders.
Can you do me a favor before you leave?
He kind of rolls his eyes, but he's like, what kind of favor?
I need a message to go out to a Gonathan Gromlin. Come down here. So that way I could personally put this contract up his ass.
Do you know where this Gonathan Gromlin resides?
Cattery Cliffs.
Sure, we can send a messenger bird. Might take a couple days for a bird to get there.
Damn, birds are slow.
Sorry, we don't have any casters that can do sending right now. We're only a small station.
Do you need casters?
Not ones that are in jail?
I mean, the only difference between that is this door right here. Just saying. Perceptions, you know.
All right, we'll send that bird out for you. And he just kind of wanders away.
Thank you.
Hank's trying to do the dishes. He's trying to pay for his meal.
Right?
I appreciate all your help.
Whatever.
You fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
Paul is just holding himself and shaking in a corner.
Is there like a bench or anything in the cell?
Yeah, there's a little bench built in the wall.
Cool. So Shift will just kind of stroll his way over there and just kind of slowly lower himself onto the bench, and then he'll look at all the rest of the people there. I know that Tia's not there, but he'll kind of look across the room at the rest of the adventurers and be like, so, you might have some questions for me, and I definitely have some questions for you. So who wants to go first?
Oh, God.
You're supposed to be dead.
I'm sorry, what gave you that idea?
You exploded or something in a glass.
Oh, no.
And then the glass broke and you were gone. So I thought you became a ghost.
No. No.
Archer, no, I did not die. What I did was I was sent off to another dimension for a couple of days, and now I'm back. But the odd part is that I've been doing this dimension hopping for a little bit over a century, and that entire time, I have never once teleported back to the same group. Ever once. It's never happened. I've never met the same person. And I have a pretty decent memory. So my question to you is, do you work for her? Because I'm going to need all the information, or else this cell is about to get very, very hot.
Who is her?
And then as soon as he says that, like, you'll see Shift's skin just flare red momentarily.
Oh.
And he'll have to take a very deep breath. And as he exhales, his skin's going to go from red back to green.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Where is she? How do I find her?
I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't.
I gotta roll an insight check.
Yep.
Yeah, so my insight is gonna be 16 plus 7. Yeah, so it's gonna be a 23 is my insight.
He's telling the truth.
Archer don't know shit.
I really don't.
Yeah, he's just very confused.
And Shift will just kind of look around,
Is that all of your answers? Do none of you know what's going on right now?
I'm in a box with these things on my arms. That's all I know.
Yes, we will get to the box situation later. But for now, Hank, Sapala, do you have anything to tell me?
Big open ocean.
Sapala just shaking.
Clearly, these two aren't in whatever magic conspiracy mumbo jumbo you're into with Baba Huga or whatever.
Yes, Baba Yaga, that's new information.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was literally an ice cube up until a few weeks ago.
Hi.
And look at him. It just points down at Sapala.
Who's just holding himself and rocking.
I'm okay.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
You make a lot of sense, Hank. But there's one thing that you forgot to actually address, and that's yourself. What's your story?
Oh, I ain't involved in shit.
Give me a deception roll.
A 22?
Oh, shit.
It's pretty high deception. Go ahead and roll me an insight.
Hank's main strengths. Deception, perception, persuasion.
oh shit!
That's a natty 20 also?
That's a crit!
Nat 20.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Nice.
That's a crit on insight.
You know he's not telling you the full truth,
Hank's just arms crossed, looking.
but you don't know what it is about. You feel like, I'm not into shit, but there's some shit he's into, you just can't put your finger on it.
Can I at least get the idea that he's at least not directly involved with what's going on with me, but he's got some
with the
other
nat 20,
shady shit?
I'd say yeah, it's probably not directly involved with your issue, but some other shady shit might be happening.
So after he hears this from the group, you'll kind of see the green on Shift's skin kind of brighten up a little bit, because there's actually kind of a darker green as he was saying all of this stuff. He'll brighten up again and be like,
Oh, well, I guess that solves it then. Well, the adventure continues. You guys look like you're in a bit of a pickle. I mean, I'm fine, of course, but how are you guys going to get out of this?
And Sapala will kind of come out of his panic attack finally and kind of sit up a little bit and kind of look over to Hank and just go, Mr. Hank, did that quest really say the Thieves Guild on it?
Not per the paperwork.
So you didn't know who ordered the quest?
To my knowledge, Jonathan wanted the quest. Which makes us patsies.
I mean, to your knowledge, Jonathan had said there was a very interested buyer.
Nope, it's directly Jonathan's fault, and you can't convince Hank otherwise.
Okay, sure. Then would you like to roll a deception check, because you would have known?
No, I can show him the paperwork, but
Sure.
Archer just goes,
And what's a thief? And what's a guild?
So a guild is an organization, and a thief is an asshole. So it's an organization of assholes.
What? Why would you organize that?
A thief is someone who steals things that don't belong to them, Arger, which apparently we are at the moment, which
Oh,
I didn't realize that we were stealing. I thought it was supposed to... Because it doesn't matter anymore.
so quick question. So Jonathan had us steal something, or try to, and he tricked us.
Maybe not Jonathan directly, but someone told him to tell us to do it, which makes him just as wrong. I mean, we're technically kind of wrong in this, but it's one of those, have you ever taken a poop at the top of a hill?
I've done that a lot.
You know how it rolls downhill?
Yeah.
That's what happened. Shit ran downhill.
Oh.
We're at the bottom of the hill.
Oh. I did that to someone once. It was funny.
Mr. Hank, I think it's probably fair to say that if we do get out of this without much issue, we probably shouldn't take that other quest, or maybe not take any more Mr. Jonathan's quests.
I'll be taking something to Miss Jonathan, all right? It's right here, and he gestures to his boot.
You're gonna take his shoe?
That's awful.
No, I'm gonna put my foot in his ass, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that I don't think that is that physically possible? I don't think that's physically possible.
It actually is. I've seen it.
Oh.
It's not direct.
For a short amount of time, it was about a week or so, I was in a dimension where, quite literally, everyone had their own foot up their ass. It was strange, but they didn't seem to mind very much.
Huh?
Hank just presses his face against the bars and goes, "Can I get a different fucking cell, please?"
From a distance, you hear, "Fuck you." And we're gonna cut it there. We're gonna cross cut. We're gonna go ahead and cross cut away from feets and butts. We're gonna go back to Myson's house, where we've got Cat Tia and Tux. They've likely played themselves tired, and they are napping. And Myson gently picks up the kitty Tia and kind of cradles her.
I've never felt more loved.
He's so safe.
And then he kind of leaves his house while carrying this kitten. He goes to the jail, and then he's like, "Oh, this one, you forgot this one." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll put her in the cell." So they open up the cell. You guys see Myson standing there holding this green cat, and he gently puts the cat in, which then immediately reverts back to Tia. Then they lock and close the door behind you. Yeah, because magic is nullified in this room.
Excuse me, I believe that she had a dog with her.
Yes, the dog's already in there with you, and you look, and he's laying underneath the bench, and he hasn't made a peep since. But as soon as he sees Tia, he starts barking, and he comes over to her, crying.
Barkley, I missed you so much! Oh my god! Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Tia.
Myson just kind of nods and then leaves, and the jailer kind of walks behind him. But Tia, you remember being a cat, though. Like, you remember your experience. Like,
That was odd. I kind of like being a cat.
everybody wants to be a cat.
Quick question. So our cell is not being monitored at the moment, yes?
I mean, it's locked.
You said the jailers walked away, though, right?
I mean, they went to the front desk. You're within earshot of, like, a guard.
Can I do a strength check on the bars?
You can try.
17?
Yeah, so that doesn't even hit the AC for this, because they're made of metal.
Oh, I tried.
So you like, ugh, and you just kind of hurt your hand.
Oh!
Shift will kind of walk up to Ardra and be like, "Hey, buddy, you've actually been through quite a lot so far. You probably want to take a bit of a break. Maybe you go lay down. Maybe just go lay down." And he's going to grab Ardra and kind of like slowly kind of lead him to the bench and just like, just lead him and laying down across. But just take a nap, buddy. Just take a nap. It's fine.
Sun's going down.
Sun's getting real low. Sun's getting real low. There you go, buddy.
I guess I'm taking a long rest.
It's fine. There you go.
And as soon as he's able to get Archer down, he immediately turns towards Tia and be like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to know about anything that has to do with me, zapping through dimensions and, getting, back to you for some odd reason? Does any of that sound familiar? Baba Yaga, does that ring a bell?"
Baba who?
Should I do an insight check on that?
Go ahead.
Baba who? Yeah.
Baba O'Reilly.
Yeah, I am rolling crazy on these insights. That's another nat 20.
Yeah, she's 100% has zero clue about what you're talking about.
Tia's just in the corner licking herself.
As a frog? Okay.
Yeah, she really liked being
Yeah.
a cat. Like,
She's a
it's
frog, but
interesting.
now apparently likes to lick herself like a cat.
She's just giving it a try. She's into experimentation,
Yeah, it's not the same as when you were a cat.
Is your arm further out and you're doing like the frog tongue thing from farther away?
Does your tongue stick to your arm? Like,
No, I think frogs don't actually have the ability to stick to themselves. But I'd probably give it a lick and be like, it's not the same.
it reminds me of like BoJack Horseman, that one sticky frog that's just stuck to everything. Like,
One of the non-occupied corners, Shift will move into and kind of just sit down cross-legged, lean up against the wall, and what you see as he goes into his trance is that his skin actually turns completely gray. Because he's no longer actively thinking about a season. He's kind of disconnecting himself from his body in a trance. So he has no flavor, no color. He's just closing his eyes, going into a trance, and is completely gray at this point. And as he goes into his trance, he's going to be actively thinking about the name Baba Yaga to see if during the past 100 years, as he's zipping through dimensions, if there was ever a time that he ever heard the name referenced, or ever had even just like a little breadcrumb trail that he could follow in his head.
okay, give me a history check.
Good thing Archer's asleep. He'd think you're dead. Again.
Okay, listen.
Yes, Navi?
I'm not cheating, I swear to God.
Is that another nat 20?
That is the third nat 20 that I rolled.
Wow.
In a row?
Okay.
In a row. I think.
Okay.
Because there was one insight check that I nat 20, there was a second insight check I nat 20'd, and then this history check I just nat 20'd.
Good thing we don't have the wish thing installed in this world. Everything would be fucked right now.
We should.
I just need the audience to know that these dice were purchased for me by Patrick, also known as Hank, as a Christmas gift. And if I would have known that he loaded them,
Gee.
then I promise I wouldn't have used them.
Oh my god.
We-
no, it's fine.
We're just trying to get that sponsorship from the dice.
Right? Oh my god. Okay, so you go into this trance and you think about Baba Yaga, and instantly you remember a bunch of basically stories your parents used to tell you as a kid. They're supposed to be almost like scary stories to tell your kids to keep them in line, but they're actually true, which they never really told you. So there'd be stories about Baba Yaga, and like if you didn't do what you were told, she would come for you and curse you, and how she was very powerful fae, and that she worked with powerful faes as well, and making a deal with her was like an unbinding thing, and she was known as like an extraordinarily powerful mage and archfey. Her hut was supposed to be in the Feywild, and she often worked with the Fey royalty, so like, you know, your father would tell stories and always tell you to be wary of things that didn't make sense, because it could be, you know, either the royal family looking for them, or, you know, someone who made a deal with them. She's known to pass to other planes as she pleases. She's known to be really strong and vengeful. So, like, if in some way you wronged her, crossing her would be, like, the last thing you ever did.
Well, Shift has a main quest now.
And she's, like, dangerously unpredictable.
Okay, unpredictable.
That sounds familiar.
Kind of like my life for the past 100 years. All right.
That's predictable.
She was also known to have magic flying teeth.
I'm sorry, teeth?
Teeth. Like
Teeth.
Like chompers? Like
Teeth.
Individual or set?
They've the whole set of teeth could fly by themselves individually.
Oh, that makes it worse in my mind.
And she could disguise herself as different things. Usually she favored beautiful women.
Ah. This is all sounding very, very familiar.
Schiff would never fall for a beautiful woman.
No.
Surely not.
I mean, her singing voice was quite beautiful. She had a great personality.
Why did you make boob gestures that no one else can see?
Oh, right. Sorry. Sorry, this is an audio podcast. I apologize.
Baba Yaga had huge tracts of land.
But yeah, so all that comes flying back to you, almost like an unearthed memory from your childhood. There were stories you thought that your parents told you, like really scary fireside stories. But maybe not.
Well, as this is all going on, Shift will just continue to be in the corner going through his trance. It's almost like deadly still until he starts remembering, and then you kind of start seeing some of his body parts kind of like just twitch. Like a shoulder will twitch, his neck will kind of twitch. And every time that happens, he changes a different shade. So he goes like, he's like red, and then his shoulder will shift up and he's green, and then his elbow will jut out and he's blue, and like, so you just kind of see this going on in the corner of your cell.
Having a seizure in the corner. That's disturbing.
The only sounds that you're probably hearing is not like demon snoring, but rather like almost like bones cracking.
Ugh. Gross. It's even worse. Sapalatia and Hank are just watching this happen.
Sapala's probably sitting there next to Hank and just goes, should we try to wake him?
Don't touch any of those three at this point. Because we have one licking themselves. That guy's sounds like a sawmill. And that one, he just like gestures vaguely at Shift. Yeah, let's not...
Mr. Hank?
Are you going to do something weird now, too?
No. I just wanted to ask, are we bad people?
Oh.
Sapala? Absolutely. No.
And I think that's a great place to actually end tonight's episode. That is a perfect cut. That's where we're going to end the session tonight.
Oh,
looking at Hank, looking at Sapala and going, absolutely. We pull away from the jail cell, kind of like a camera pan, and we pull out. So we see the small outside of the guards building. We see a bird flying away in the distance with a message attached to its leg, heading in the direction of Aerei Cliffs. We see Myson leaving towards his horde, kind of wistfully looking back over his shoulder, looking thoughtful and pensive. And that's where we'll end the scene.
Thank you for tuning in to Standard Array. Help our show grow by leaving us a review on your podcast player of choice and sharing us with your friends, players, and DMs. Also, please make sure to follow us on social media or on our Discord server for our next adventure. Links are in this episode's description.